beautiful, amazing, purposed, and crafted by the Father for such a time as this. All Things Woman is a talk show purposed for women, for the queens who were created and crafted by God for such a time as this. All Things Woman is all about celebrating the woman as God's beautiful and amazing masterpiece. Life has tried to take you out, but every single time, because of the strength of God that is within you, woman, you got back up. You kept moving, and God carried you in the times where you couldn't even walk on your own. Now listen, I have a personal affinity to women in business, and I'm so excited to have my sister, friend, mentor, prayer warrior, Ayo Thomas with us today. And so we're going to be talking to her about a great venture that she has coming up, and I'm going to have her tell you all about Women of Excellence magazine. But first of all, Ayo, thank you so much for having us. If I slip up and call you pastor, no worries.
It's okay.
I'm so used to it because you're such an awesome woman of God. And I ask every woman who sits here this same thing. How do you balance all of who you are, all the different roles that you play as a wife, as a mom? You're a glam mom now.
Yes, I am.
And a pastor, and now a CEO. How do you balance that? Help me out with that.
That's a great question. Prayer, and more
prayer. Yes.
Basically, I try my best to make sure that I prioritize my goals daily, weekly, and monthly. But being a creative being, there's no way that I can always stay on task. So I try my best as much as possible to bring myself back to my task list, but I can't always promise it.
Can't always promise it.
No,
Can't always promise it.
No.
Absolutely.
No.
And I always laugh at how I write up my to-do list every day, and then something else will just pop up and I have to go to that. But speaking of goals, I'm so excited about your latest venture. Tell us all about Whoa magazine.
Oh my God, this is my long-term baby. I feel like I've been in the incubator forever.
Okay.
God gave me the vision to launch this magazine actually in 2001.
Wow.
I was leaving Bible study when I was living in Salisbury, and I stopped by the grocery store and was browsing around the magazine aisle. And I noticed that there weren't any magazines on the shelf that were more so inspirational. I was a young Christian in college, so I wanted something that I could relate to. So when I left the grocery store, the Holy Spirit put in my heart, why don't you start a magazine?
Okay.
And then I just immediately froze because I'm like, I don't know anything about starting a magazine.
Right. What do you mean, me, huh?
Right, exactly. So I shared it with two friends of mine, which were guys, because you know, men, they know how to keep things.
Okay.
So I told them, I said, listen, I want to start this magazine, and that was the beginning of the seed actually being planted.
Okay.
But of course, obviously, I had to go through a process. And now 15 years later. 15 years.
Years later. What would you say to someone who is in that same situation where they have a seed? They know God called them to do something specific. They know that it's there. What do you do after you have that seed of a dream?
That's a good question. I would say, the Bible says death and life is in the power of the tongue. You have to water your seed.
Okay.
So when you think about like a pregnant woman, when you are in the birthing process, you have to eat the right foods to make sure that the baby is nourished.
Yes.
So while you're in that preparation phase, speak life into your dreams. Begin to study your craft in the waiting season. I know for me, I bought several books on publishing. I started, getting involved in looking into the industry and understanding what a niche was and understanding the statistics of the magazine industry. So I didn't just pop up today and said I want to, start a magazine. I had to really study the craft. So I would say speak life to your dream, come up with affirmation statements, and study your craft so you can perfect it. So when it's time for you to give birth, you'll be ready.
Yeah, wow, you'll be ready to parent that dream.
Absolutely.
That's the tough part. I tell people all the time, it's easy to birth a dream or idea or vision. The hard part is maintaining it and constantly going back to the original vision to find out, am I on course, am I off course? I mean, God, did you move something? Did you shift something? Now, talk to me as we close out the conversation. Talk to me about what we can expect from Whoa magazine.
Oh my God, you can expect so many great things. I'm super excited about this baby. Vogue magazine is going to be the voice of women's empowerment. We're creating a platform for women to be heard. There's so many hidden treasures that people don't know about. So many women that are doing great things. And I want to give them an opportunity to share their stories, you know, share their failures, embrace their growths. Also, we're going to get to the truth. You know, a lot of times we see celebrities or change agents and powerful women on front covers of publications, but we really don't know what's happening behind the scenes. So we're going to bring some very thought-provoking stories that really going to draw our readers into what we're doing. So we're really excited.
Yes, and I saw your photo, your cover shoot with Sean Robinson.
Yes.
I'm so excited about that.
Yes.
But
she's going to be on the second edition. The first edition is going to be Bershawn Shaw.
Yes.
So
but I was blown away because you put on your vision board. That's why it's important to write the vision and make it plain. So for me, as a visionary, it stood out to me that you wrote that, you put that down, and you're in California doing a photo shoot, like with the person that was on your vision board.
Absolutely.
So that was amazing. So as we wrap it up, I want to say thank you so much for sharing with me today. I know this was a new experience for us today, but we're just two phenomenal women on the couch talking about some phenomenal things. I can't wait to see what happens with Vogue magazine, and I'm looking forward to some big, huge platforms for you. I'm believing God for that for you.
Thank you
so much for being with us
today. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
And horse trainer Mila Tolley, and she's going to talk to us about what she does with horses. But before we get into our outdoors conversation, you're also an educator. First of all, I love how women are we can multitask.
Yes.
We're multifaceted. How do you kind of manage your life with all that you do? Talk to us about that.
Well, first of all, thanks for having me.
Yes.
I am a middle school guidance counselor. I have been doing that for 10 years now. It's hard to believe that we graduated from grad school 10 years ago. I started out as a behavior specialist in the school system. So I literally get to work around 6:30, 7 o'clock every morning, leave between 3 and 4, and then go visit my horses. I have 3 horses at 3 different farms. So literally I'm getting home like 9 o'clock at night, and usually there's schoolwork that follows me. So it's a very long, challenging day to balance all of that.
Now with that, you train horses. Now first of all, I have to say that horses are amazing creatures. I did have an opportunity to ride a horse once.
We're going to make that happen again.
Yes, we're going to do an outdoor segment. Talk to me about how you fell in love with the outdoors and how you fell in love with horses.
Well, I grew up in the country.
Okay.
And
That'll do it.
I have been wanting a pony since I was knee-high to a grasshopper, is what my parents always say. And I begged for a pony, My father made me literally a sawhorse that had a wooden head that he put on that had a carpet mane and tail, and he thought that would be good enough for a while. And it lasted about 3 weeks, and then I kept asking for a pony. I had some relatives that had horses. They allowed me to ride.
Okay.
I went to my first riding lesson when I was 7, and we ended up buying the pony I took a lesson on, and it just kind of went on from there, and I have never outgrown it. It's always been something that I don't think I could ever let go of.
Now, I've heard of people doing animal therapy. I've heard of horses being used for various different reasons.
Absolutely.
Talk to me about how you feel, and how does horse training tie into your purpose and just who you are as a woman and who God created you to be?
Well, first of all, I believe that I have been put in charge of taking care of one of God's creatures. And that to me is very, very, very important. A couple of years ago, I broke my hip in a freak riding accident. It wasn't the horse's fault. We literally just had a parting of ways. I couldn't ride for 10 weeks. I was on crutches for 5 of those weeks. So it made me rethink my relationship with my horses. And I had to do a lot of groundwork and a lot of communicating with them. Everything's nonverbal.
Okay.
But they do communicate right back with us.
Wow, really?
And it was amazing the changes that I had to make in my perception of horses. And a very famous trainer had made a point one time of saying that horses essentially are a well-kept slave. And that's just something that was just so very deep to me. And that hurt me, that I was maybe forcing my horses previously with traditional training to make them do something that they didn't want to do.
So you stepped outside the box.
So my point, what I do now with my horses is try to get them to buy into what I want them to do. Or
instead of making
it's
them
a partnership.
Yeah.
And if it's not something that they want to do, then we figure out. I do still some traditional riding, some jumping, some bridleless riding. So I ride literally with just a neck rope, bareback. So that's when you really test your relationship, when you take everything off. Does your horse want to be with you?
Wow. How does, and we'll close up with this, how does your communication and your relationship with horses play into your communication and relationships with people?
I'll tie in a quick story. A couple of years ago, I left work. I was dealing with a suicidal child, and it's very, I work in a middle school, 6th and 7th grade.
Okay.
And it's very challenging, it's very difficult, especially on those days. So, you know, we got the student help, they were taken to the hospital. Yeah. I left work, and I thought I left work at home. And I went to go ride my horse. And she always comes to me, always greets me at the gate. Didn't want anything to do with me.
Really? Because
she felt that energy, I thought I was okay.
Yeah.
I've convinced myself I'm okay, I just want to ride. Wanted nothing to do with me. I literally could have gone one of two ways. I could have taken a break, stepped back, meditated for a moment, gotten myself together, grounded myself, or I could have done the traditional ego-based thing, which Wayne Dyer and Oprah say ego is edging God out. Okay. So I took a moment, listened to spirit, got myself together, meditated for literally 10 or 15 minutes, and when I opened my eyes in the field, there was my horse, literally a foot behind me.
That is amazing.
And that kind of thing, slowing down,
yes,
being mindful, taking the time in relationships is so very important, whether it's with an animal, whether it's with your husband. You know, it's so important to tune into yourself.
Wow, that just blessed me, just to tune into yourself and center yourself again, because it's so true. If I walk in the house crazy, the whole house is going crazy. So I totally get it. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to follow up with a part 2, and I'm going to be getting my cowgirl boots on, or whatever kind of boots, my rider boots, and we're going to show up and we're going to do a segment with the horses. I can't wait to interact with them.
I can't wait
and to learn for that. So thank you so much again for joining us on All Things Women Talk Show.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome back. We are continuing the conversation of all about being God's masterpiece. We are going back into our Young Dreamers segment. Today we have a young woman who is a bright and shining star. I have an affinity towards her because she's an artist, and I remember what it feels like to be an artist as a child and to not know what to do with that gift. So today we're going to inspire some other young people to use their gifts and talents to just show the world how amazing you are and the gifts that God gave you. So thank you so much for joining us today, Jasmine. You came a long way to get here with us. Tell the world where you're from.
I am from Emporia, Virginia, but I came here today from Bowie, Maryland, which was about 2 hours away.
Okay, so you're from Emporia, and guess where I'm from? I'm from Emporia. So I'm super excited to have you here today to talk about your gifts. There's so much going on in the world right now with young people. First of all, talk to me about how you want to inspire young people with what you do with your artwork. How can you inspire other young people?
I like using my artwork to express my feelings because when I moved around quite a lot and I would be like home in my room bored, so that was the only way to express myself. And I just like to do that instead of getting in trouble, getting myself into things that I shouldn't have been in. So I like to use my artwork instead of being in things where I shouldn't have been.
Awesome. So it's kind of like an outlet for you. It's something that you use to express yourself. I always say this about art. I say that color and art is something that you can use to express yourself when you don't have the words to do it, right? So I can use this color red because I feel electric or I feel energized. Tell me about this particular painting. There's a lot of Afrocentric art going around. It's kind of trendy right now. It's something that you see popping up everywhere. Talk to me about this woman and the statement that you put on here.
So this painting I made for my mom for Mother's Day.
Okay.
Because our living room is black, white, and red, and she constantly asked for a picture. She couldn't find one, so I decided to make her one. And this definition here, I decided to put this because this is what I think describes my mom as a beautiful, powerful, resilient female of African descent with skin kissed by the sun. So my mom was the inspiration for this painting.
And how old are you again?
16.
Like, you're amazing. I mean, I don't know that at the age of 16, I was able to articulate that. Like, you made up your own definition of what black is. Beautiful, powerful, resilient female of African descent with skin kissed by the sun. Like, how could you not see this and be inspired? So I want to encourage you to keep using your gifts. What is your favorite type of art? Do you have a favorite type of art you like to work in, like favorite medium?
I like designing. Like,
okay.
I've wanted to design forever. My favorite show was Project Runway.
Okay, so you want to get into the fashion of it. I just love you. Hold up what you have in your hand and tell us what it is. What did you design here?
Okay.
That's beautiful.
So this is one of my designs. I don't know if you can see, but up here it says Project Runway. While I watch Project Runway, I like to design stuff based on the challenges, and this was one of the challenges, and this is my favorite design that I've ever done. And in the future, I'd like to actually be able to create this myself.
Wow, I saw a skirt that you made a while ago, and I want to just speak into your life that all you have to do is to continue to perfect your craft. And for me as a child, what I had to do was I had to take classes. Now you have access to YouTube. I didn't back then. And you can look on YouTube and find anything you want. I mean, you can go out here right now and make anything because of social media and the impact that it has on us. And so as you continue to move forward, I just speak into your life great things. I'm looking forward to see what happens in your life. And I believe that you could be on Project Runway.
Thank you.
One day. Tell me, you're on the Young Dreamer segment, so tell me what you would say to other young people who have a gift or a talent and they don't know really what to do with it. How do you get the courage to actually display what it is that you do?
I just say, just do it. I came up with an acronym for the word DREAM.
Okay.
And dreams take determination, responsibility, execution, ambition, and motivation. And if you use those words, you can have success. That's what I have to say.
I just can't get over you. Talk to me about, as we close the conversation, your mother is an amazing woman. Tell your mom right now what she has done in your life to allow you to be such an amazing young woman. How has she impacted you?
My mom was mainly the reason why I started art. When I was younger, I used to always be bored, and so she would tell me to just go make something, which is why I started drawing. So she was like the person who motivated me, the one who told me to get this started, and she's the one that's pushed me along throughout my entire life to help me get to where I am today.
Wow, amazing, 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 amazing. I'm so excited about your future. And I will be in touch. I want you to know that I'm here to be a mentor to you, whatever you need. You know, you have full access to me right now, and I just want to say that to the world. I'm so excited about your future. So keep doing what you're doing, keep dreaming, and keep inspiring others to dream, because you are God's masterpiece. Thank you all so much for this segment. We're going to catch up in just a few minutes. We're taking a quick break. Welcome back to All Things Woman Talk Show with your host, Dr. Eboni Bell. Now, look, I'm excited about this segment because fashion and style is something that I love. I've always loved to get dressed up, and, you know, as young girls, we're taught to dress up the Barbie dolls, and it's just something that's in us just to look good as women. So I'm excited about this segment. We're going to talk a little bit about fashion and some style, and we're also going to have some models give us a couple of looks that we can look forward to this summer. But let me introduce our fashion stylist of the day. This is our Queen Style segment. So we have none other than Miss Danielle Ashley. She is a a speaker, she's an author, and a fashion stylist. So I always ask the women this question. God made us a masterpiece. In other words, he created us and crafted us to be something amazing. Tell me how you balance all of what God gave you, or are you able to do that? How do you do that?
Yes, well, through prayer and being able to organize, prioritize.
Yes.
And actually, my father, he's the overseer. He actually helps me stay grounded and stay at peace and stay grounded. So I would say he's definitely my rock. So I go to him. He helps support me. Hey, so
get you back on track,
yes,
right? Everybody needs that accountability, that person to just, even if you are in a place where you stop going after your dream or you stop kind of getting into your purpose, you need somebody there who can bring you back and remind you of everything that God put in you. So
definitely.
I'm so glad you have great and amazing parents, because your mom is just a phenomenal woman. Now tell me how you got into styling, and like where does your passion for fashion come from?
It's ever since I was young. I want to say maybe about my freshman high school year. I just started putting pieces together, and actually my brother, he's one that I've collaborated with a lot. A lot of people don't know. He's like one of my best friends, and we've teamed up actually for a shoe line that's going to launch later this year. So we're really excited about the line. It's going to be geared to upscale, classy, real sleek, and we collaborate a lot with fashion. So ever since I was in high school, we've just been working together.
That's
and
awesome.
now we're
I never
launching
would
our
have
line.
guessed. Like,
yes,
I never would have guessed.
Yes,
that.
he kind of stays kind of background, but we always together. Hey, does this look right? Let's piece this together. We're always working together. So we're excited to launch this line.
Okay, so before we get into looking at what the models are dressed in today, tell me how, what kind of tips would you give women who really don't know how to start with like upgrading their style?
Sure,
like,
sure.
You're just tired of what you're doing, you want to do something different.
You could, simple steps. First thing, if you're always wearing like dark colors, you can start adding some color to your wardrobe.
Okay.
You never bright colors like oranges and corals. They do a lot for your skin tone.
Okay.
So I would start there. If you want to add some edge, add some leather, some fringe. Yes. If you want to be bold, I would say start mixing some prints. Add the stripes.
I tried that one time.
Add some stripes and some polka dots. I would start there. But if all else fails, contact a personal stylist, and you can sit one-on-one with them, and they can help you get to the goal that you want to get to.
Wow, awesome. Well, listen, you have some models that you have styled today, so I'm going to have them come on up. These beautiful young women are coming up, and we're going to just describe to you what they have on. And wow, I'm amazed already.
All right, my first model is Tiffany. Fringe is so trendy right now. It's being seen everywhere. So she has this fringe skirt. It's kind of like a suede material, and she has this blue top with the center of the detail piece of this brooch. And like fringe, I'm telling you, it's in. If you see something, grab it. So that is her first look. And Jamia is rocking a yellow lace. Yellow is definitely a color right now.
Okay.
So I would suggest anybody that's shopping get some yellow. She's just rocking a real simple yellow lace dress, and we just accented with the hot pink pumps.
Nice.
And Eboni is wearing yellow again, and she's wearing this pinstripe blazer to accessorize it with and just bring it out with the pink fur and jewel pumps as well.
Wow.
So those are the 3 looks.
Awesome. Tell me how, ladies, I'm going to have you step on this side. Yep, either side is fine. Tell me how a blazer can just, like, that's one thing, that's like a staple piece.
It is.
If I don't know what to wear, I don't know what to do, I'm doing a blazer.
Yes.
Like, do you do that often?
I do. Blazer is a staple piece for every woman's wardrobe.
Yes.
Start with a blazer. You can put it with so much jeans. You can put it with a dress. You can even put it with joggers for more of an athletic type feel, but you dressing it up with a blazer. So blazer is a must in a woman's closet. You have to have a blazer.
Give me a couple of other things that every woman needs in her closet.
Blazer, I would say a pencil skirt.
Okay. Yes.
Definitely a pencil skirt. You should also have a white button-down collar top.
Okay.
That's a must.
Okay.
A dress slack, a patent leather sleek heel. Those are must-haves. Yes.
Okay.
Those are must-haves
to
have in your closet. Definitely.
Okay. Awesome. Talk to me about how you would style a woman who got some goods. Like,
Curves.
You know what I'm trying to say?
I love curves.
What kind of tips can you give women?
Embrace your curves, women. I am a curvy person, and I would just say embrace them. But you know, as curvy, you have some areas that you might not want to show, but for curvy,
not want to highlight.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. So I would say curvy women. Pencil skirts look amazing on curvy.
Okay.
Yes. They're the bomb. I love them. That is my go-to. Wear a pencil skirt. And even, I think some women might know, but crop tops with pencil skirts, you can really pull it because the pencil skirt comes up above, and you can wear the crop top with it. And still, you're not still showing that, you know, that's
brave. So, I want to try that.
Yeah, you can try it.
I want to try that. I'm still working on some things.
Embrace your curves. I mean, I love them.
Awesome. Well, look into that camera for me and tell the women as we close out, what would you say to them about following their dreams?
I would say never stop pursuing your dreams. Always keep going, because life is going to throw you curveballs. You're going to get hit, but what you got to do is you got to keep going. Challenges are going to come full force, but never stop. Keep pursuing. Get up and just keep going.
Awesome. Never stop. Keep going. Keep pursuing. I love it. Thank you so much, Danielle, and the models. You all look amazing and beautiful. We're going to get some pictures before y'all go. But thank you so much for joining us today. This was our Queen Style segment. Stay tuned for more. Our motivational moment, our masterpiece moment. I want you to know that God created you to be something amazing. Whatever God put in you, whatever gifts, talents, skills, and abilities God gave you, He gave them to you for a reason. All Things Women Talk Show is all about celebrating the masterpiece of woman. My encouragement to you today is that something that you heard and something that you saw would inspire you to go out there to do what it is that God has called you to do. Stop sitting on your gifts. Stop putting them to the back burner. Stop putting everybody else first. And remember that God gave you something amazing. You are God's masterpiece.